Hello, welcome back to Andertons TV. I'm Ben and I'm joined by
Digital John.
And today we are doing the wonderful, what would you call this, the Wheel of Fortune?
The Wheel of Fortune Budget Metal Challenge.
John and I will be selecting from the wheel, well, at random selection, a particular price point in which we have to get the best metal rig possible.
You first.
What is it, a guitar, amp and a pedal?
Yeah, guitar, well I mean, if we've got budget for it, that's the thing. I mean, if it works out better that I just go guitar and amp for the price, then...
Yeah, we'll see.
We'll see.
I'm leaving this to fate.
Right. I'm not gonna look.
Oh my gosh.
I knew this would happen, man.
There's your rig.
Dude, I can't even get that.
It's good stuff. Shout out Taylor. All right. Come on, come on, come on, come on. I literally can't do any worse. Chilling, absolutely chilling. I've got 3 times the amount of cash.
I'm not feeling particularly good right now, and I know where I'm gonna go with this rig, and I know the hate I'm gonna get in the comments section already. Well.
There's some ukuleles over there.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could get 4 of them. Well,
let's begin.
Yeah.
Who's going first?
I might as well go first. Oh man.
Maybe get some stationery and like imagine a rig.
I would argue the deals aren't that epic, seeing as I can't get them for 500 quid, can I?
That's quite nice. Oh, 4 times the budget. Maybe that Fender rug. What about, oh no, you can't do that. What about one, oh no, you can't do that. Maybe a Mustang, 250. That's half your budget.
This could work out great, actually. I'm gonna flip this on its head. We're talking about the ultimate metal rig. We didn't say what kind of metal, so I'm gonna go for those just really disgusting, abhorrent, like loathe tones. I'm thinking cheap and cheerful, so...
Honestly, this area is probably on the money, yeah.
All you can do is cheap and cheerful.
All right, 289 quid, so...
I could also go here as well.
Let me get... You could do, but...
I could get multiple guitars.
289. That still leaves me a whopping £211 if I go for this Affinity Blackout HH telly, but
That's very you.
That is very you.
It is. Is there anything...
Maybe just play it unplugged.
This guy. Hang about, please, I beg. Right, yeah. That's going to buy me a little bit more budget. And ironically enough, I think I used that for one of my first ever Andertons videos.
249, decent.
The Jim Root one under 500 quid. So I've got a bit of an attachment to this. Single pickup, hardtail as well, so I can put some stupid ass strings on it. That's half my budget, 250 quid. This could be all right.
Decent.
Annoyingly enough, I would go Boss Katana, but I don't actually know if I can afford one. I think realistically my choices are like a Black Star, something solid state, or...
You could get a Velton thing. Digital.
Could do, but I just...
Don't roll your eyes at digital, that's all that.
That's where you'd win, I think, in this.
That is
fair.
an annoyingly not a bad point.
This is someone coming around to digital in real time. This is how it happens.
In my head, I've got it, like, I want to go all out, just nasty.
This is where the arrogance sets in again, and they don't want to go back. But eventually they're like, oh yeah, actually digital is the way. And then they're there. And then everything's fine again. And they have more money.
Yeah, dude, literally, if I go for a Katana 50, which the comment section will eat me alive on, that would come to £500. I could go Velton GP 200 LT, 200 quid, so that still leaves me £50 to buy some disgusting fuzz pedal, which I beg that I can afford this. We haven't even got any in stock. No, I wanted the Behringer Super Fuzz. That's actually gutting. I'm gonna go for like the Behringer heavy metal pedal as well. And then that gives me enough money for a really thick set of strings and budget to buy a new nut when I break the nut on it as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
All right.
John's rig.
1.5 Gs, is it? Off the top of my head, I want to do like good guitar, like 750-ish. Maybe, you know, there might be one 450. Round here, actually, I did see. This is kind of similar to the style you're thinking of, and I was actually looking at these anyway.
Interesting.
These are so matching headstock.
So we're going like full in, we're leaning into this.
Like, I might do a bass 6. And this is dead cheap, because obviously it's Squire, which is amazing, and it's 419. So I've got £1,000 left. I mean, there's the glitter one there, but I like a good vintage red. Noise
over notes every day, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, I might just go obnoxious like Oz metal.
Yeah, this is for you, Oz.
I might go digital because, you know, I could get a nano, an expression pedal.
That's why your name is Digital John.
Yeah, back to my homeland. I'm gonna do nano, represent the gang. How much at Andertons?
449.
449. I might just have to gift you money out of the kindness of my own heart. I have £868 left to play with. I feel like, this is what rich people feel like when they have too much money. And I don't know what to do.
What about an FR cab?
What about Laney FR
Yeah.
112?
Laney for real, for real. 399. So I've got 230 quid. Expression pedal. Where are your expression pedals?
He won't find any on display because expression pedals are really boring.
Mission Audio 179. 50 quid to play with.
Set of strings and a pint next door. That's your 50 quid done.
Sorted. That's my rig. I'm feeling great.
To the studio.
Regrettably, yeah.
Nice.
Nice. We are back in the video room. So we have got our rig set up here, and
Yeah.
I think you've got some explaining to do in your rig first, because
Yeah.
there's been a minute change. So
Yeah. As we were dialing these in, I was like, it would actually be nice to have some regular sounds, because as good as these are, they don't, do lead stuff very well, which is a big part of metal. So I was like, I'll sack off the cab, as good as it is. We're going DI anyway for this. And I got this PRS SE charcoal, I think 22 fret, 24 fret, so I can get another octave. And it's great, this means I don't think anyone has ever done two guitars in a
this
challenge
might
like
be
this.
a first.
But, because the basics is so unique and weird, this kind of needed to happen. So it's really good. I'll get onto that in a minute, but that's why this is here. And I've dialed in a few sounds on my Nano. Do you want to go through yours first?
Yeah, I can do. So obviously mine, 500 quid, I was somewhat limited as to what I can do, but I'm pretty happy with it. So what you would have heard in the intro playing HM300 on, which is based off like a HM2 sound. But I'll just go through the standard patch first that I've set up on the GP LT here. So amp-wise, I'm using JCM 800 with the Mesa cab. I could have gone with the Marshall cab on there, but the Mesa just gives a little bit more low-end oomph to it. And I've got a Tube Screamer somewhere, there we go, running in the front end as well. EQ block is just cutting a little bit of low end out, boosting some mids, cutting some 4K, and this is the sound.
Nice. It does sound good. I like the Velton stuff.
It's not bad. I mean, I've got a single pickup on a £250 Squire, so it's the kind of thing where maybe if you had an extra £150, change the pickup, put something cool like an Invader in it.
It sounds very close to the bridge. It sounds a bit twangy.
It's quite top-endy, but then if I do chuck in, so I've got, for the sound that you'd have heard in the intro, bringing in the HM300, whacking a lower octave, and then bringing in the noisy HM.
There's something quite appealing about the kind of thing.
It's meant to sound absolutely nasty.
It's cool.
and horrible there. I've got that patch set up for anything horrible. I did set up sort of a delay and reverb block as well for any sort of leads, which again sounds quite nice.
Nice pinch.
So, like I say, 500 quid. The Velton surprised me a lot. I haven't used one since...
Digital, the way, mate.
We did like I think I used someone who did like the Sleep Token video, and it came out pretty well for that. But £500, I mean, I think this comes in actually just fractionally under £500, this rig. So
yeah,
pretty happy with it. I did set up a, you know, for those who want clean sounds, but why do you want clean if you've got a, you know, a Behringer HM300?
Yeah.
But there is a...
For a bridge pickup clean, that's pretty nice.
Yeah, it's again, I've had worse sounds out of more expensive gear. So
Exactly.
I'm pretty happy with the budget that the Wheel of Misfortune gave me.
Yeah.
But let's see what £1,500 gets you.
Yeah, so I've, again, kept it pretty minimal, as we can see. Nano Cortex is about, well, it's 400 and something quid, so it's basically your budget. So
Yeah.
I've gone for Nano because I was like, there's so much available with Nano. So right now, obviously I've got the bass 6. Let's talk about these tones first. So I actually wanted something kind of, like we were talking about low there earlier, and that kind of new, it's not even distortion, it's just like aggressive fuzz sometimes.
It just sounds broken.
Yeah,
in the best way.
I downloaded a tape saturation capture of like a desk of someone absolutely gunning it and spanking it. So what I've done is got tape saturation as like my core capture sound, which is then getting distorted by a rat, which sounds like this. Like if I take off the overdrive, that's just like a saturated DI. I could take this off, I think. Saturate it. And that's a pretty good sound in itself, like on the bass 6, man. Do all the kind of animals as leader slappy stuff, but then you'd throw it into like, obviously a cab, like a 4x12 Marshall, and this rat. And then if we wanted to, I don't know why you would, I'm literally using bass 6, but you could drop it even further, like I've just got an octave here set up. Cool thing about this, you can experiment with different pickups, right? So these are basically your 3 pickups. I don't actually know what that does, but it's there. This is the neck. So middle pickup. Bridge. But I seem to like bridge and neck. Can't get a pinch out of it.
Score 1 for the £500 rig.
Yeah, so there's a few other presets here. So obviously Nano has 4 foot switches. That was 2B. I think on 1A I've got this kind of clean sound. Which might be good for a 7-second clean intro.
Mint.
It's so much fun. And this kind of makes you play differently a bass 6 as well. I picked it up. And there's hilariously, obviously, bass presets in Nano. I was like, bass distortion 2. Let's see how that sounds on the bass 6. It's just great. So I think it had some like reverb built in it. Yeah, so I'd taken that off. So anyway, that's the bass 6. Loads of fun there. But I chose that PRS for a reason. So, soz.
That's a great hanger.
With the PRS, which is not in tune because it's pretty fresh off the shelf, I wanted to kind of utilize Nano in a way with this expression on the floor to have 2 presets in one without having to touch it. So obviously, you can change presets or whatever, but a cool thing about Nano that I like to do with it is have an expression on the floor, and as you push it forward, get a different tone by automating different things at once. So, for instance, I just wanted a standard, rhythm tone. So Petrucci amp, I think that this is his Mark II C+ channel 3. At the minute we're in drop D, let's just drop that because we can. Let's change that to a transpose.
Just like to point out, I can do that on mine as well. 500 quid.
Let's go drop C because download was all drop C bands.
Drop D and dust.
Obviously, that was delay and reverb. If I think, did I save that? Yes, I did. So, with the pedal back and my volume up, got a rhythm sound. If I push it forward, and then I can turn them all off. And then off. It's so useful. So there, what I'm doing, I think I'm automating the gain of Nano. You'll see if I push the expression pedal forward, the gain, the amount of the effects are all going up. That way you can kind of have 8 presets instead of 4.
Yeah.
And all those, you know, the clean 80 sounds great on this. If I just go middle position. Loads of fun. And those tape saturation preset, like that sounds good on here. Bass distortion, just for the crack. Let's see. Yeah, it's a bass preset. But yeah, I mean, I'm dead chuffed with this, to be honest. Like, we could drop that. Let's just throw it down. I don't know, let's be silly. 6 semitones. No, no pinch.
Not quite.
Could probably get out the other one. Just, you know, pinch test's gotta happen. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. So, Nano, I'm dead chuffed with it. And this guitar really, you know, is the most common types of metal.
Yeah.
That's purely me being indulgent and seeing a shiny red thing on the wall that I actually want in real life. But
John will be buying it at the end of the day.
I probably will be.
But it's worth pointing out that if you didn't want to go down the basics route, you could just, again, I mean, we're talking about the guitars.
Oh, this is less than 490 quid.
Which, as it is, sounds amazing, but you could just...
I could get a better guitar.
Could get an upgraded guitar, whereas I was certainly limited with my options.
Yeah.
But...
You've done well.
Yeah, I was going to say, 500 quid, that went a lot better than I thought it would. And we didn't use a katana.
We didn't.
There we go.
There you go, comment section.
So,
They'll find something else to take the thing out of. That's fun. Anyway, thank you for watching.
Yeah, we've got links to all the gear below as well, so check those out on the website.
And if you look underneath here, it says like and subscribe because you could win a clon.
Exactly, we're getting close to, it's like 980,000 around that, so...
Yeah, pretty close.
By the time my 35th birthday rolls around this year, then it should be all right.
Yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching. He's been Ben, I've been John. See you in the next one.